This is the Yoga Kalarni channel. My name is Hana, and today's class will be a gentle class. We'll focus on the hips today. The hips. We'll start on the ground. You can lie down on your back with your knees bent. Let your hands rest on your stomach. If you'd like to, you can close your eyes. You can gently close your lips and just pay attention to your breath moving in and out of your nose. If your breath feels very quick, take this time to allow it to slow down. Notice if your breath feels like it's up in your shoulders, the top of your chest. Let your shoulders drop into the ground. Let your neck relax. And let your breath move a little deeper into your lungs. So it feels like your rib cage is moving, your belly is moving a little. Continue to feel your shoulders drop towards the mat, towards the ground. If the muscles in your forehead feel tight, let them soften. Relax your eyebrows and your eyes. Try to relax any tightness in your jaw, so there's a little bit of space between your top and bottom teeth. Let your tongue relax in your mouth. Try to picture the air you're breathing in traveling right down into the base of your lungs. And then slowly let that air out through your nose. If you feel any knots or any tightness in your belly, try to let your belly relax as well. take a couple more slow breaths. Slowly walk your feet closer together. And bring one knee over your chest, the other knee over your chest. You can place your hands on your knees or wrap your hands around your shins. And feel your shoulders sink down. If you can, try to lengthen out the back of your neck. So instead of the chin being pointing up, try tucking the chin in. There's no rush here, just take a couple of deep breaths, slow breaths. You can keep your eyes closed. And with one hand on each knee, push your knees away from your chest, and then circle the knees out wide and bring them back over the chest. Push the knees away, circle them out wide and together again over the chest. Continue slowly circling the knees in this direction. The knees only need to go as wide as you want them to. So if really wide doesn't feel good, try a narrow circle. And let your hands support the weight of your legs. And circle your knees in the opposite direction. If this feels okay, you can always widen your circles. If it starts to feel uncomfortable, you can make the circles a lot smaller. And bring your knees back together and place your feet on the ground with your knees bent. You can take your arms out wide and turn your palms up. Just let your arms rest heavy on the ground. Then slide the right leg out straight. Turn your toes out. Turn your right knee out. And then slide your leg back up. The knee is wide. Then bring the knee over the chest. And straighten the leg back out on the ground. Then turn your leg out, your knee, your toes. Slide your leg up towards your hip, keeping the knee wide, and then bring the knee over the chest. Straighten the right leg back out on the ground. Turn the leg out. Slide your foot up, keep the knee wide. Bring the knee over the chest, and then straighten your leg out. Do that a few more times. This can be really slow. If you feel your left hip rocking to the right, you can place one hand on your left hip and try to keep it in place. And once more, turn your leg out and slide the foot up. Bring the knee over the chest. And then straighten the leg out on the mat. Then we'll reverse that whole movement. So start by sliding your foot straight in towards the hip, the knee is pointing up. And then open the knee to the side. And slide your leg down, turning your toes up to the ceiling and your knee up to the ceiling. And slide your foot straight in, the knee points up. And then open your right hip, the knee comes out to the side. Slide your leg down on the mat, turning the toes and the knee back up. Just keep going. As you make these circles with the hip, try to keep your left hip in the same place. It's not shaking from side to side as you move your right leg. Next time your knee is up, just place your right foot flat on the ground and straighten the left leg out on the mat or out on the ground. If you want to place your right hand on your right hip to just check that your hip is not rocking around, you can do that. Turn your left toes out, your left knee out, and slowly slide your foot up, keeping the knee wide. And bring the knee up over the chest and straighten the left leg back up. Turn your toes out, your knee out. Slide your foot up towards your hip and bring the knee over the chest and straighten your leg. Keep going. One more time, let your toes turn out, slide the foot up, bring the knee over the chest, and then straighten your leg out on the ground. Good. We'll pause here and reverse the movement. So start by sliding your foot in towards your hip, bringing the knee over the chest, and then out to the side. And slide your foot on the ground all the way down until your toes point up. Your knee points up, and bring the knee back in over the chest. Open your hip, taking the knee out to the side, and straighten the leg back down. One more time, bring the knee over the chest, open the knee to the side slowly, and then slide your leg all the way down, pointing the toes up. Then place your left foot flat on the mat, both knees bent. Shift your hips to the right, and roll to the left. Use your hands to push yourself up. Come to your hands and your knees. You can spread your fingers out wide and take the hands as wide as the mat and slightly in front of your shoulders. So instead of being directly under the shoulders as we would usually do, take your hands a little farther forward. Then take your knees a little wider as well, with the toes, big toes touching. Take a slow inhale, look down towards the mat. As you breathe out, sink back, only as far as you're comfortable. You can relax your neck if you'd like, and inhale as you rock forward. Exhale as you sit back. Inhale as you rock forward. Exhale as you sink back. Slowly inhale as you rock forward. Slowly exhale as you rock back. Once more, inhale as you rock forward. Exhale as you sink back. And then begin to circle your body to the right as you come forward. Circle to the left as you sit back. Circle forward. And circle back. You can incorporate your breath here as well, exhaling as you circle back. Inhale as you circle forward. If you feel like you're moving slowly, try moving even more slowly. And reverse the direction of your circles. Come back to the middle. Bring your knees a little closer, your hands a little bit closer. And then we'll come up into a downward facing dog. So keep all 10 fingers gripping the mat, tuck your toes. Let your chest drop back as your knees and hips lift. You can pedal your heels really slowly. Maybe your knees stay bent. As you push away from the mat or away from the ground with your hands, feel your hips stretch up higher. And with both knees bent, feel your spine stretch out even more. Keep the heels lifted for now. And then straighten out your legs. Keep the heels lifted. And bend the knees, keeping the heels lifted. Good. Slowly walk your feet forward. Come up onto your fingertips. Let your head hang and relax your shoulders. If that doesn't feel good, prop yourself up with your hands at your thighs or your elbows at your thighs and relax your neck. If your whole upper body is hanging forward, you're welcome to hold your elbows. Feel the muscles relax around your neck, your shoulders, and the sides of your waist. Good. Slowly place your hands on your thighs and lift your chest halfway up. And take a slow breath in through your nose and out through your nose. And then reach your arms out to the side, push through your heels and come all the way up to stand. And then let your arms fall down by your side. Come to the top of your mat if you're using a mat. Take your feet hip width apart. Just let your arms hang by your sides as you lift your left heel off the mat. And then as the left heel drops, lift the right heel. You're just going to alternate, lifting one heel and then the other. Do this a few times. If your balance is a bit shaky here, you can bring one heel down before lifting the other instead of switching in midair. Good. Bring both heels down. And take your arms straight out in front of you with your palms facing in. And lift both heels away from the ground. Hold for a second and then lower your heels back down. Lift your heels up again. This time keep your heels lifted as you bend your knees, lower straight down. And then straighten back out and lower your heels. This time lift your heels up, bend your knees, lowering down, and then drop your heels and straighten back out. Lift your heels away from the mat, bend your knees slowly, drop your heels down, and then straighten your legs out. One more time, lift your heels up, slowly bend your knees, let your heels drop down, and then straighten your legs. Good. We'll reverse that. Bend your knees, then slowly lift your heels. Good. Lower your heels and straighten your legs. Bend your knees, lift your heels. This time straighten your legs, keeping your heels lifted, and then drop the heels down. Good. Bend your knees. Feel a stretch right here at the back of your lower leg. Lift your heels up. Keep the heels lifted as you straighten your legs and then lower your heels. Bend the knees. Lift the heels. Straighten your legs and lower the heels. One more time. Bend your knees. Lift your heels. Straighten your legs and lower the heels down. Good. Shake out your arms. You can shake out your feet. And then come to the center of your mat with your legs wide, or the center of the space you're in. Bring your hands to your hips and start to slowly circle your hips. If your legs feel too wide to do this, just walk the feet closer. And keep your legs straight as you circle your hips. Your chest is going to move around a bit. Good. Circle your hips in the other direction. And then settle in the middle. Good. Let your hands slide down your thighs. Then let the right hand slide a little more. So you're tipping your whole torso to the right. And you feel like you have enough stretch feeling in the side of the body. You can slowly bring the right hand back up and slide the left hand down the left leg. Slowly come back up. Do that once more on each side, letting the right hand slide down. And slowly bring your torso back up and let the left hand slide down. Good, come back up. Now turn your right toes out, your right knee out. Your left toes can turn in just a little bit. So it's really just the legs that are turning here. Your chest, your torso is staying forward. You can lift your arms up right at the height of your shoulders and reach through the fingertips. And then reach your right arm out over the right leg. Good. Then bring your shoulders back over your hips. Reach the right arm out and over the right leg again. And then bring the shoulders over the hips. Good. This time reach out and over. Let your right arm spin down, so your palm is facing out, and your left arm can spin up. Good. You can keep looking straight out ahead, so you can look down, or you can look up. Try to keep breathing through your nose here in this triangle pose. And reach through your top arm, your left arm, to slowly pull your torso back up. Relax your shoulders, relax your arms. Turn your right toes in slightly and turn your left leg out. Again, it's your left leg that's turned out, right leg in, but your torso is still facing forward. It's not turning with one leg. Reach your arms straight out from your shoulders. Reach out and over the left leg, keeping your torso facing forward. And then pull back, shoulders over the hips. Reach out and over the left leg. And then back to the middle. This time, reach out and over the left leg. Let your left hand spin down. Let the right hand spin up. Turn both palms out. There's no weight in this bottom arms. You're not pushing your hand into your leg. Take a slow breath in. Slowly breathe out. Now reach to your right hand, pull your chest back up. Relax your shoulders. You can turn the left foot in and then heel toe the feet together. Good. Step to the top of your mat. Take your feet apart. Stand up nice and tall. Relax your shoulders. You can rotate your palms out. Breathe in as you reach wide and over your head. And as you breathe out, let your hips go back, the knees bend, and the chest drops forward. Just like the last time we were here, if this feels like too much, bring your hands to your thighs or your elbows to your thighs. Relax your neck. If you're holding onto your elbows, gently let go. And bend your knees enough that you can place your fingertips on the ground and step one leg back. Drop your knee, step the other leg back and drop your knee. And bring your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. Good. From this tabletop position, straighten the right leg back. Keep your toes on the ground. You can tuck them under. As you breathe in through your nose, rock your weight forward. Feel your fingers grip the ground. And then slide the right foot back a little and push back through the heel as you breathe out. As you breathe in, rock forward, grip with your fingers. Let the right foot slide forward. As you breathe out, slide the right foot back. You can push with the hands, push back through the heel. Inhale as you rock forward. Exhale as you push back through the right heel. I don't know if I said one more time, but one more time. Bring your shoulders back over your wrists. Slide the right foot forward, but it's still straight. Sorry, the right leg is still straight. Then lift your right toes off the ground. Cross your right leg over to the left and bring your toes back down, tucking them under. You might feel a stretch in your left hip in this position. Slowly turn your head to look over your left shoulder. You might also feel a stretch through the right side of the waist. And slowly bring your head back around. Lift your right foot up and bring your knee under your hip. And straighten the left leg back, tuck the toes under. When you're ready, take a breath in and rock forward. As you exhale, slide your left foot back a little, push through the heel, gently push with the hands. You can relax your neck as well. And then rock forward as you breathe in. Rock back as you breathe out, keeping the toes tucked under. Inhale as you rock forward. Exhale as your foot slides back. Inhale to rock forward. Grip with the fingers. Exhale as you slide back, relax your neck. Once more, inhale as your weight comes forward. Exhale as you slide back. Bring your shoulders over your wrists. Lift the left toes off the ground. And then cross your left leg over to the right. Bring the toes to the ground. Tuck them under. You might start to feel a little stretch in your right hip. And try slowly looking over your right shoulder. And feel a stretch in the left side of the body. Bring your head back around, lift your left foot and bring the knee under the hip. Sit back on your heels, you can shake out the hands. And then bring your legs in front of you. And we'll come onto our backs. You can have your knees bent or your legs straight. Maybe you'd like to take the knees wide and the feet together, or even the feet wide and the knees together. Let your arms rest where they feel comfortable. Relax your neck and your shoulders. You may close your eyes. Pay attention to your breathing. If If you can close your lips and breathe through your nose, give that a try. Let your arms feel heavy from your shoulders to your hands. Relax your belly and your hips. Let the tops of your thighs feel heavy all the way down to your heels. Feel your eyelids soften. Relax your jaw. Slowly move your fingers. And move your toes. You can bend your knees one leg at a time. And shift your hips to the left and roll to the right. And rest here for a second. You can cradle your head in your arm. Bend your knees. with your eyes still closed, push yourself up to a seated position. Try to sit up tall. Relax your shoulders. And slowly open your eyes. I hope you feel a little bit better in your head and your body. And I'll see you next week for a flow class.